Good morning, everybody. This is Jennifer. Thank you so much for popping by my channel. I've got the new Gemini II squeal. I'm very happy doing my Snoopy happy dance, and we're going to compare it to our faithful Gemini 1. So let's unbox it and run some plates through, and let's actually see if it's so much faster, because I'm excited to see, and I think it will be really quiet. Let's get unboxing. Okay. So, excuse the noise, that's me coming off the step ladder to see if my phone is lining up. So here it is, our pretty new Gemini. You can see on the bottom it's got the spinny plate. Can you see that? And also the glidey feet if you don't have the spinny plate, so it slides real easily on your desk, which I thought was great because personally I like this, that it spins. It is a lot heavier than I thought. Like the way Sarah, God bless her, she must have some guns on those arms, was tossing it around, but it is not nearly as light. I mean, it's definitely slightly lighter than the old Gemini, but I thought that was considerably heavier. The only thing is, well, it's the same as before. You definitely will have to leave room on the sides, because here we put the plates, or the sides can open where your plates can slide through, and has a little bit of storage there. Pokey tools or tape, scissors, whatever you want. But you're still going to need room for the plates front and back. So swiveling around. And this pops up if you want to put your tablet there, or again, other tools. Or in my case, I'll probably end up sitting my plates there. That'll just go on top. Now, it came with the core product catalog. Why, I don't quite know. That's something I haven't seen them do before, but you know, I guess if you're a brand new crafter, that's a good idea. It also came with your user guide, which most of us has all your plate configurations in there, English and Spanish, I believe. Maybe your third one, I'm not sure. But embossing and that kind of thing. So that's always good for reference, especially if you're new. If you're not, it works. All the things work the same way. This I got from HSN. So it also included in here, you're in the club. That's the new membership. It's a $50 one-off fee, but it really doesn't affect anything to do with the performance of this Gemini. We also got, oh, and I wanted to tell you the measurements on here compared to our original Gemini, because when you look at it, let me see if I can even just kind of side by side them here. They're pretty much, I don't know how much is actually getting into this picture. Okay, since I'm not climbing back up on my ladder. I do love that little swivel. It makes it fun. They're both pretty much 14 inches wide on here. I'm pretty sure that's what I measured. It's 14 and a quarter, and the original is 14. The depth on the new one is 7.5. It's 7.5 on our other one. The difference is this is only 5.5 inches high, our original Gemini. A little bit heavier. And the new one is like 6 inches high. But it looks, something about it just makes it look, I guess because it's sloped. So the high point here is like 5.5 down. This is 6 all the way around. So it's almost identical to your same blueprint, I guess, on there. One of the things, the improvements they said is, if you look on the back, here's your on off, your power plug, and 3 USB ports. So if you are using your tablet, phone, whatever, up there, it can charge at the same time. That's not really been an issue for me, but you know, for somebody, if you don't have it, it's always good to have extra charging. Okay, so let me open up the plates and we'll take a look and give it a whirl. Okay, one difference I can tell you right off the bat. The original Gemini is 2-prong. The new Gemini 2 is, you've got your 3 prongs there. So I'm going to go get a cord and be right back. And they are both about 5 feet or 6, about 5-6 feet long. So not a super long, but that's fine. Use your extension cord. Okay, so here are the new pretty. Do I keep saying that? Everything's pretty about it. I think it's the pretty color on it. So let's get rid of all this. Our new plates. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this must be our new frosted plastic shim. We've got our raspberry colored embossing mat to coordinate. Our metal, here we go, our metal cutting plate, which I think someone said that has less sharp edges, because the first original one I know cut myself on. Our, look at that, magnetic with the sizes, and I'll show you what I'm still using from my original one, and the brand new cutting into, and the bottom one. I always keep one good and cut into the bottom one. So that is our complete sandwich there. And just to show you from the original ones, I'm guessing they're pretty much identical in size. So I still have the purple one from way back when I got it, purple. My beat up metal plate, which does have very sharp edges. That's the only thing kind of warped. The original black, like, this is my magnetic mat. It's still black. It was, I mean, this has been old. I did get a new shim, and I did get a new cutting plate for the other system. So I'm thinking, like they said, the old plates should work just fine, especially because I have a purple top plate that I've been using for years. Okay, so when we turn that on, let's just click on our back. It took me, I tell you what, it did take me a while till I could get an extension cord to cut that. Can you see that it's turned on there? We'll flip open our little trays. I don't even have anything in here. I am just want to see if it's quiet and if it goes through. I probably don't need everything in there. Let me get rid of at least the embossing mat, if nothing else, and take it for a spin. Let's see how quick and how quiet. So that was about, you know, my counting, 14 seconds. It is pretty doggone quiet. So I do like that. And I thought, let's try. So it seems unfair almost because I have my, I don't have the embossing mat in here, but I'm still going to take out the other one with my plastic, or even if you have the white, or I have a black magnetic. I think any of those should work just fine to go right through, and I'll try cutting things with them in a second. Isn't that quiet? Like, it's great. Okay, right through really quick. And just to show it, I am going to put them through our old original Gemini, if I can make room here, sliding everything around, just to show everything still does work together. Let's see. So that is, I mean, you know, that, what is it, 20%, 20% slower or quicker. So, I mean, when it's 14 seconds, was that like comes up to like 3 seconds, you know, the difference on it. But it does, you know, those work on it. And I guess the old plates, at least my old plates, I think if it's the clear way, I should try it that way too. Let's just see real quick. We have a frosted cutting mat. So I think the only time it would be an issue is when you are doing embossing. So give me a second and we will try and see what we can die cut and see how it comes out. Okay, cut some 4x6 and 5x7 paper, and I've got some, you know, more intricate, I guess, dies, 4x6s and 5x7s, and I thought we'd try running them through here and then running them through the original Gemini, see if there's any difference in the plates in this. So I'm just going to grab one and we're going to give it a whirl. Okay, and away we go. Oh, I'm getting so much shock from the metal. So I always do as they oh my gosh, I'm getting shocked, you guys, like repeatedly. Holy cow, I wonder why. Okay, I don't need the metal right off the bat, at least. Let's hope I do not need it at all. And we're gonna put one of our, so I'm gonna keep that side down. Here's what we're going to cut into it. There's my shim. Magnetic. I'm trying to keep it also I can see where the little names are, same direction, so I can at least flip it once, you know, the original way. Let's pull down our, I feel like I'm going to break these somehow, like just don't pull too hard on them. Okay. Oh my gosh. It's slippery, slick. I don't know. Let's do this way. Okay. Don't you love that sound? Okay. I have no doubt this will cut out beautifully. Again, I don't know why I have so much static here, but I do. So let's take a look. And I think it looks like it's all cut in. Now this is just with the magnetic. No, here we go. No metal shim or anything like that. Let me pull this off. Okay. Let's take a look. I know I'm making a mess here. Probably could have rolled, but it looks like it's all cut out really well, beautifully done, as I would expect. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, it's probably cut about the same, I guess, depth in here. And you know what, you can actually just slightly see the ever so slight, you know, bend. Same as with other ones, you know, you can just see it. So you flip it, that kind of thing. So I cut into the back side. Now I'm going to cut into the side with the, sorry, you probably can't see that, with the two. So, and then to see it cut out just fine. I probably should have left it in to run my brush over it. And if you can see, I did not line that up properly, but that's okay because we'll just trim that down. So, but it came out beautifully and everything came out nice. So I'm going to cut a couple other ones and then I'm going to set them to the side and we're just going to check it to see how the exact same ones cut on the other side. Okay, so on using my regular, these are the regular plates, and I of course started brand new to be fair and even. I did have to run it through a second time, but I have an old machine. I just put a copy paper, but you can see, isn't it kill you to see that? You can see it more, but it doesn't feel, I was trying to tell it like if it feels any deeper, and I think it feels about the same. Maybe actually this feels like a little deeper etched opposed to the white. So maybe there, you know, it will last longer for that. Okay, so on to the next one. Okay, so just running through what, like 3-4 passes there. On the old one, I cut the last one. I don't know if you can see it, but down here, you can see it cut in like on this side. And it actually sort of warped the blade just a little bit there. I don't know if you can really, that's, okay, so that's the old plates. I hope you can see that little buckle there. And that's where I had put it through on the other one. Honestly, I didn't do that. I didn't place it like that on the other one. But let me just show you. This is the same amount of run-throughs. I'm hoping you guys can see this. So they're already, and that's flip and rotate the bottom. The top ones I'm keeping, I should do it the other way around because this is actually my top plate. But to show you, so you can see, yes, there's still going to be, that's flip rotate, going to be still some warping in there, even though they're brand new. So you know, that's just my little 2 cents of how it's going. I will show you the difference. I couldn't see really any difference in them cutting out from the new Gemini to the old. The cross did great on this one. Again, you know what? I'm going to actually stand on my little, can you hear it? The step ladder? Because I can't see what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm hoping it shows. Let's do this on something better. Where's that little piece of cranberry paper? Okay, here we go. So the crosses came out pretty much exactly the same. That's the new one. On the only difference I saw slightly, you could see no embossing mat, no second run through. You could just barely see there's a couple little swirls that show up I mean, like a millimeter better. Let me show you. This is in the old Gemini, and you can't really see him on there, just faintly. So that's it. But every Gemini has varying pressures. Then I cut these ones intricate, same thing. This is the last one I just cut out, and it's just one of the layered, excuse me, layered dies. Here we go. The interlace, so it's supposed to be thicker and whatever. And this is how it cut on my old Gemini. And again, I just zipped it straight through with all the pieces. Came out smooth as butter, just like always. Okay, so let's put this to the side. And on the new Gemini, same exact thing. It came out just beautifully, cut really well. Oh, and I timed it for you guys, just in case you're interested in knowing. It came out to basically like 13.5 to 14 seconds on the new Gemini, or the Gemini II. The old Gemini, Gemini 1, it was, I would say, between 16.5 to 17.5 seconds. So to me, that's with each of these. I timed them on my phone, you know, just with the stopwatch. So it is slightly faster. Would you even notice it if they hadn't said it? Me, no, I would not have noticed it. So the next thing I'm going to do real quick is we're going to cut out a 2D embossing folder and a 3D, see if we have any difference in those. Okay, so this is the, there we go, 2D embossing folder on the Gemini 2. Let's see, I actually ripped because the piece was slightly over the edge. So I don't know if you can see that rip, but it looks beautiful. I did not miss anything. This was straight 300 GSM paper. It's actually got a lot of good depth. It looks great. And if you notice, it's a little oversized because I did true 6x6, and usually in a 6x6 folder, you want to cut it down just slightly so it fits inside. So it got a little rip, but none of the puckering. When I did it on the original, on my original Gemini, I think this, for some reason, it just looks like this is slightly, the new one, slightly deeper. I don't know how else to explain it. And this one, because it was hanging out, has a little bit of like that puckering. So I'm not sure what that is about. But again, my machine, my original Gemini, the Gemini 1, always had a lot of pressure. So, but that came out smooth as silk right through. Let's try the 3D. Okay, so this is my 3D. Isn't it gorgeous, from the original Gemini? And we're going to put it into the Gemini 2, just, which is always, like I said, it's better if it fits, or a little bit even smaller. Use your cutting plate. It's exactly the same. Your cutting plate, your magnetic, and clear plastic shim, and that's it. And it just goes right through. Let me just make sure I line that up. So I always try and make sure this side goes in first. Your closed side goes first. So, okay. Everything's backwards with me having it on this side. It just seems totally backwards to me. Here we go. Let's just, how quiet. Let's see how crooked that is. I'm sure it'll still take it. But look at that. That's just one of my favorites. Love it. And let's see what we got. Let's take that out. And here we go. So, absolutely beautiful. I don't know if I can tell any difference. I'm trying to see, you know, dimension or anything. Again, maybe this one is, I think, just a little bit deeper in like these parts even, and all of it. I don't think you can probably tell that on the camera, but just by ever so slightly much. So it's super fast, super quick. And the only thing I would say is that I am not overly thrilled with. Here's the original cutting plate and the one I've been cutting into. Here's my top, here's the cutting, is it's already bowing after just a few times, and that's flips. So for people who asked about that, and I know it's a, you know, a big deal, make what you will of it. For me, I love it. It's fun. It's a new toy for me. I mean, that's the truth. If I didn't get it and I still just had the original Gemini, it would be absolutely fine. I think they work Exactly right. If I wanted something slightly deeper, like on my embossing folders, I put just a piece of copy paper or something on there, and that's all it needs. Or you can spritz it. And I'm using on all this, I've been using the 300 GSM white card from Crafter's Companion. I'm trying to think if there's any questions you guys have, put them down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Did you get it? I hope I answered most of it. I'm going to show you the auto ship True Love kit. I'll do that in a separate video for tomorrow. And that's it. But I like it. I just want to sit here. You see me keep doing this? It's very slick and I'm really happy with it. I'll tell you what, my favorite thing, if you have any dexterity issues, having the plates here, I don't know why, but it just feeds it in and it sucks it in quicker and easier versus the other one you have to push. So yeah, if you can do it, get it. I love it. I'm very happy with it. So that's it for me. I hope that helps everybody with the comparison. If I forgot anything, put it in the comments and I will try and answer it. Bye for now.